please. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
गुड इवनिंग मैम.
कल का इंफॉर्मेशन मिल गया था ना सबको?
यस
ma'am.
कैसी है तबीयत मैम?
ठीक है वैसे
How
तो.
are you, ma'am?
जस्ट फाइन.
मैम कैसी हो?
बस ठीक. तो आज हमें लैब क्लास स्टार्ट करनी है, राइट?
यस.
Hello. Good evening, ma'am.
हाँ जी, गुड इवनिंग.
ना आपकी तबीयत कैसी है?
ठीक है बिल्कुल. अभी टेस्ट रिपोर्ट आनी है, देखते हैं क्या आता है वैसा तो.
हाय मैम.
हाँ जी, हाय.
देवोज्योति से सर मैम.
हाँ जी, बोलो.
मैम बोल रहे थे कि ये जो हमारा प्रैक्टिकल क्लास है इसमें मतलब पूरा क्लास में हमारा अटेंडेंस मतलब रहना चाहिए क्या? मतलब ये बोल रहे हैं कि पूरा क्लास अटेंड करना पड़ेगा क्या
जनरली
अटेंडेंस के
तो
लिए?
करना ही होता है.
Actually, ma'am, I am working on a job in a company. So, मतलब ये पूरा क्लास अटेंड करना मेरे लिए थोड़ा सा मतलब मुश्किल है. इसीलिए मतलब मैं अगर आके ये अटेंडेंस दे के अगर थोड़ा सा क्लास करके ये मीटिंग से
देखो,
निकल
आप
जाता तो.
1 hour कर लो क्लास, अटेंडेंस लगा देना. व्हाट कैन आई से?
सॉरी मैम.
आप 1 hour क्लास कर लो, अटेंडेंस लगा लो. और यू कैन कीप इट ऑन आल्सो. आप सुनो मत, कीप इट ऑन.
ओके ओके मैम.
मोबाइल में आप ऑन कर सकते हो ना अपने ऑफिस में, कि नहीं कर सकते?
हाँ वो कर सकते हैं, लेकिन मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि अगर मान लीजिए मीटिंग के बीच में अगर मैं.
हाँ, अगर मीटिंग में जा रहे हो तो और चले जाना मीटिंग में. अटेंडेंस लगा
अच्छा
दी
तो
है ना
उस.
तुमने, तो चले जाना. लेकिन हर रोज मीटिंग होती है क्या तुम्हारी?
नहीं नहीं नहीं, बस ऐसे ही पूछ रहा था अगर किसी दिन मेरा मतलब ये हो
हाँ,
गया
कोई
तो.
बात नहीं, अब चले जाना, कोई बात नहीं.
ठीक है, थैंक यू.
ओके, तो हमने प्रैक्टिकल करना है आज ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम का, राइट?
यस.
So we have talked about the different components of the computer, right? Hardware and software are there, right? So you have input unit, output unit, right? So right now in your practical we'll be talking about the hardware or the physical components of a system. So you have CPU, that is your microprocessor, that is the brain of your computer, right? Your chip, microprocessor chip, or your Intel or whatever you have, i3, i5, whatever chip you have, that is your microprocessor or your CPU, central processing unit, which is the brain of your computer, which is actually doing all the processing work, right? So here all the hardware items have been explained in this thing. So you have computer and a motherboard. What is a motherboard? A motherboard is a device, a circuit board, you can say. PC, it is also known as a PCB, printed circuit board, right? This. So the motherboard is the main circuit board of a computer. It is also known as the main board or system board. So typically the motherboard contains a CPU, BIOS, memory, mass storage interfaces, serial and parallel ports, expansion slot, all controllers required to control standard peripheral devices such as the display screen, keyboard and disk drive. Do you understand what is a motherboard? Right, this is a motherboard. Can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
So this motherboard is a main circuit board. Your circuit is this actually. And all the components on the computer, whether they are your slots, whether they are your ports, whether they are your fan, whatever is there, or your microprocessor chip, your that is your CPU, whatever is there, RAM, ROM, RAM and everything, ROM, everything is fixed on what? On this motherboard. This is the main circuit board. Right? So motherboard has all the components. Why it is called motherboard, not fatherboard? Like a mother, every child is connected to its mother. Same way in a computer, the motherboard is the main circuit board where all the components of the computer are connected. Right? So it can be called the backbone of the computer. Right? So it is a chipset, matlab full motherboard. So generally when we talk about the motherboard, it will have a power supply connection. It will have CPU, it will have fan, it will have heat sink that is for protecting from heat. There video card connection will be there, modem connection will be there, sound card will be there, ribbon cable, that is your buses. These ribbon cables are there for connecting the components, right? Then your CD-ROM, DVD-ROM drive is there, hard drive is there, power cords are there, floppy drive, zip drive, extra case for fan if you want. So these are the components you have in your motherboard. So these are the different slots you have in motherboard. You have PCI slots, AGP slot, then CMOS battery slot. This is your system battery. System time gets updated with this CMOS. ID connector, 20 pin ATX power connector, right? DDR memory slot, that is your RAM memory slot is this. Here the RAM is fixed. CPU fan and heat sink mounting. So here your heat sink that is for protecting from heat and all. And CPU fan is connected. CPU socket, here your microprocessor will be connected. CPU socket. So PS2 mouse and keyboard slots are there, right? USB slots are there. Serial port and parallel port are there. LAN port are there. Audio are there. So these are all the components which you connect on your computer or on this motherboard, that is your PCB, printed circuit board, or the main board, right? Then they were talking about what? They were talking about the CPU, right? The computer definition. So you all know that a computer is programmable machine that receives input, stores, manipulates data, and provides output in useful format. That is your computer generally. Right. When we talk about the CPU is the central processing unit. That is the central electronic chip that contains the power of the computer. So today all CPUs are microprocessors, right? A microprocessor is a complete computer on a silicon chip. A microprocessor does all of the functions of a computer, stores data and instructions waiting to be used, follows changeable instructions, does input processing and output. That is the brain of your computer, your microprocessor chip or your CPU. Then you have memory. Memory is the part of the computer and temporarily stores application documents and system operating system. So you have input-output ports also, right? So your ports and connectors are there. So the port, what is a port? Port is a connector located on the motherboard or on a separate adapter. This will help you to connect different devices, right or wrong? Input-output ports on the motherboard, right? On the back of the computer are several input-output ports. So you have different USB ports, printer port, that is parallel port, serial port, and all that. So these are the different ports. PS2 keyboard port, PS2 mouse port. Nowadays you have keyboard and mouse as USB devices, right? Somebody was saying something. Then also you have coaxial SP diff output port. So coaxial cable port was earlier there in your computer. Nowadays it is not there. Then optical SPDIF output port. Earlier optical devices also have different kind of port, but now your optical devices can be connected with a USB. You have parallel port. Earlier printer and all and your power connection are connected with this parallel port. So now you have USB port for your printer and all, right? So you have USB, these are your USB port. This kind of a port is the LAN port where RJ45 connector is connected, right? So this is your LAN port. So then you have speaker and rear speaker ports are there, center speaker and rear speaker. Then you have side speaker. Some system have two center and rear, and some have three. And microphone also, you have microphone port, line out port, and line in port. So depends on the system what all ports you have. So these are your input-output ports, right, for the input-output devices. Now, what are the input-output devices? They are giving you input devices as mouse, joystick, scanner, light pen. Right. In the theory, we have discussed more devices, right? Like we have also have MICR, magnetic ink character reader, OCR, optical mark reader, OMR, optical mark reader. Those were also input devices, but they are giving you 1, 2, 3, 4 devices. 4 devices have been given. So in output, you have monitor, LCD, printer, and plotter. They are giving you, right? So they are giving you what keyboard is. Keyboard is used to type data into the computer and is the most common input device. Has special keys for giving the computer commands. So commands tell the computer to do something like save a file, or these special keys are called command or function key. So function key, that is control, and you press some key, then then your command is there for saving, control S, and control A for select all, something like that. So those are your function keys, and also you have your alphabets and special characters and numbers and all that, right? So there are,
Aren't function keys the F1 to F12?
yes, function keys are F1 to F12.
Okay.
Generally, F1 is the help key. In many applications, F1 is the help key, generally, right? Also, you have escape key, right? Some of the multimedia keyboards also have email, web browsing, and other explorer buttons also, right? Increasing your sound and all can also be there. So those are known as multimedia. Then you have status lights which tell you that your num lock is on or your caps lock is on or off. So that way. Then you have directional keys also, up, down, left, right. So that is also there, right? Apart from which, this is your numeric keypad, where numbers are given and your arithmetic plus, minus, multiply, divide are there. To on this numpad, you have to on the numlock key, which is here, right? And you have tab key, then caps lock key, then shift and control are there, alt is there. So all these are also keys, and apart from that, your alphabet and number keys are there. The small alphabet will be typed normally. If you want to have capital alphabet, either you press caps or you can also press shift and that word, that letter. Shift and that letter will give you the capital letter, right? With shift. And if you want, like in your numbers where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers are given, including 0. So for above that are special keys like exclamation, @ hash, right, on the same button. So the above ones will always be displayed with the shift key. Do you understand? All of you should know that. Everybody knows that, na?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is also important. Those who have never used a computer, they should know that how to use a keyboard. They should be familiar with the keyboard, and you have also have spacebar key, right? So they are giving you have numeric pad, which I also told you that you have numeric pad in that. For that you have to up, down, and left, right keys are there, and other insert keys also there. Then so these kinds of keys are your numeric, and number pad is there, number key is there. So numeric pad will be open when you press numlock, right? So that is there. Then you have function keys, which are from F1 to F12. F1 is generally these are special purpose keys for special purposes. F1 is generally help in many applications. And control keys, it has 2 groups of keys arranged from top to bottom. The top keys hold insert, home, page up, page down, delete, and end keys. So there are some control keys also. So special keys, group of keys are there, like insert is a control key, home is a control key, page up, page down, delete, and end key. So they are also there on your keyboard. So that is also control key, and the bottoms are your that left cursor, left, right, up and down keys, and status light, escape key, print screen, system scroll lock and pause or break. So these are the keys which are also known as control keys. Then you have status lights, which we talked about. If you want to on the caps lock or num lock or scroll lock, on and off status lights are there. So when you press any key, num lock or something like that, so they get on. Then they have given you these shortcut keys. Many people will be aware that Control S is save, Control A is select all, Control B is bold, Control C is copy the text. You have to select the text and press Control C, so it will be copied. And Control V is for pasting that particular thing wherever you want it to be pasted or copied, right? Control E is for alignment, center align. Control F is to find, the find box will open like this. If I press Control F, so here what has opened here, you have, this is your find box in your PDF, right? So whatever you want to find out, you will write here and it will find out. You understand? So this kind of a thing is also there. So there are many shortcut keys you have to go to. For italic it is Control I, for justified alignment it is Control J. Control K is for inserting a link, sorry, and Control L is left align. Control M is indent the paragraph. Control P is for print. If I press Control P, the print dialog box appears like this. I press Control P and print dialog box is appearing, right? So these kind of things are there, so you can see that. And when you go to Word, when we do MS Word, so you can also practice all these keys there, right? Just see these keys and practice them on your MS Word. All those who have MS Word, they can practice all these keys. If you have a longer document and you want to move at the end of the document, so if you press Control plus End key, so it will take you to the end of the document. And if you press Control plus Home key, it will take you to the beginning of the document. That is also there, right? Then how the keyboard connects to a computer? You either have a PS2 type of serial connection, or nowadays you have USB connection, right? USB keyboards are there. And now also wireless keyboard have also come, right or wrong? So no cable is also required right now if it is wireless. What will be required if it is a wireless keyboard? Cable will not be required. What will be required?
Shell, battery for the
Bluetooth device. Bluetooth device.
A YouTube device or Bluetooth device?
Bluetooth.
Bluetooth device, a small device is there which is in your mouse also and with the keyboard also. That's just that you have to put it in the USB.
It's a wireless adapter.
Yeah, wireless, for wireless connection. Right. Then mouse is there. You know about the mouse. You have primary button, scroll button, and secondary button if you have a mouse. Right. So left click, right click, and the center one is for scrolling. Right. So it is a pointing device, and you have left click, double click. You can left click it, double click it, right click it, drag and drop is also there. Select and drag it down and drop it. So that is also there. So you can connect with the PS2 connector, that is serial connection, or you can connect with the USB, and now you also have wireless mouse also. And then they are talking about the memory. Memory, you have primary and secondary memory. Primary are RAM and ROM. Secondary are all the other memories, that is hard disk, floppy disk, CD, pen drive, whatever is there. Apart from the primary are all secondary devices. Right, so they are talking about the RAM, that is random access memory, which is the memory which when your computer starts, so it takes the memory of the RAM only. So RAM's memory only, it is running everything, right? So until the power is on, RAM will remember because it is volatile, and when the power is off, RAM will not remember anything, right? But ROM is non-volatile. Whatever is written on the ROM, it will be, say, inside the ROM, it will not go off. But it is read-only memory. You can only read from that. So they are talking about RAM and ROM. RAM is volatile form and ROM is non-volatile. right? What? Practical. We are just discussing आपका जो lab book का unit 1 है, we are discussing that. Right, so they are talking about then after your RAM and ROM, they are talking about the hard disk. This is your hard disk. See, I have told you there are number of disks on your hard disk, and there is a head, there is a spindle which rolls the disk, right? And there is read-write head which on each part of the disk. So there will be read-write to read from a particular disk. So there are number of disks, and one disk. This is the whole platter. The number of disks is the platter combination. So you have jumper boxes there, power connector, ID connector, adapter. So these are the different things. This is your hard disk inside the case. Inside it is like this, and outside your case it is covered with a case. So these are there. So they are giving you some. Then they are talking about the Windows operating system, right? So Windows and Linux both are operating system. Both have their advantages and disadvantages. Linux works better on older, less powerful computer hardware because it requires less resource, memory, or processing as compared to Windows. Compared to Windows, Linux is virus-free and bug-free. Do you know why Linux is virus-free and bug-free?
It's command base.
No, not because it's command-based. Because Linux operating system is a what you say. It has a kernel. If I just show you on the if the whiteboard opens, I'll just show you.
हेलो बेटा सवाल से फोन नहीं उठा रही तू क्या निकला था मेरा दवा भी निकला
So if we are whose mic is this, please muted. If we talk about the Linux operating system, it is like this. So you have the kernel in between, and kernel is the heart of the Linux operating system. So this is kernel, right? And then above it is the shell. Is the shell, and above it are the application programs or your apps. Right here, your apps will be installed above the shell. So I'm just writing apps or application program, you can say, and above it are the users. Right? You understand? So kernel is the heart of the Linux operating system. Kernel is the one which will be doing all the things for Linux. Right? So kernel directly interacts with the hardware. Who will be interacting with the hardware? Kernel. Kernel, kernel, right? So if you want to interact with the Linux operating system, you have to interact with the shell. Whom will you interact with? The shell. You cannot interact with the kernel directly, right? To interact with shell is an interpreter. What is a shell? A shell is an interpreter. And what does an interpreter do?
Interprets line by line.
Yeah, so suppose I have written a command that is in my understanding in English language, yeah, right? Right? So what will the shell do? It will understand that command, interpret it and convert it into binary and give it to the kernel to process that particular command. Do you understand that? What is the work of the shell?
Yes, ma'am.
The shell is the interpreter. So there are number of shells in Linux. We'll talk about that later. So that shell converts your thing to, so whatever you have to go through is through the shell. So first, if whatever you are writing, like in Windows, what happens is we have C, D, E drive, right? We have drives. and in the C drive our Windows is generally installed. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So what happens is if some virus attacks, so it directly attacks the drive, C drive, system files and all, to make the operating system a problem. But all the files of the Linux operating system, the main file system is here in the kernel only. To interact with the kernel or go to the kernel, you have to first interact with what? Shell. And shell, if it doesn't interpret your thing, so it will not let you go to the kernel. You understand?
Ma'am, this not being affected by a virus thing, is it specific for a version of Linux? Because Android is a version of Linux and it can have viruses.
Yes, it is not, Android is not a version of Linux actually. Android is a separate operating system developed by Google for mobile applications. It is not actually a version of Linux. Linux systems are generally used in your server systems.
So if I so like Ubuntu and those types of things, they cannot get virus.
They generally don't have. See, their viruses are developed to. There are viruses which are also developed for Linux system also. You understand?
Okay, so
but general way, if we talk about the normal viruses, they will never be able to connect with the Linux because there is a shell which will not let it go through and attack the kernel.
okay, ma'am.
But in Windows, the attacking is very easy because everything is in your C drive, and generally viruses attack the drive system files which are there in your thing and doesn't let you do what is intended. That is a problem. Otherwise, there are viruses which are specially designed for Linux system also, but Linux also have other facilities like you can have antiviruses installed or you can have firewalls attached with your system so that no unauthorized access can be done. So server system, they are maintaining that kind of a thing also. So that's why viruses generally don't attack these kinds of systems. Right? So general idea is this, that kernel is protected and the shell is the one with whom you will be talking, and when the shell allows the kernel shell takes the command and it understands it and it gives to the kernel, then only the processing will be done, otherwise no processing will be done. That is the thing. You understand why this they are saying it is
Yes, ma'am.
protected. So that's why they are saying it is virus free
Yes,
and bugs free. So Windows provides the user a mature, familiar and interactive interface that is easy to learn and understandable. See, Windows is providing you a GUI which is much more familiar with the normal users, right? It is easy to understand also, learn and understand. But when we think about the Linux operating system, it is not so much easy, you can say, as a end user, it is not so much easy. Because many things you have to interact it with the commands. Many things are also graphical based, but many things you have to interact it with the command. So that is there. So, but we think that a network administrator should have an expertise on both of these leading network operating systems. Most of the network administrators are running both Linux and Windows on the server for best networking. So it depends on the system. Generally, when we talk about companies and all, they are generally having with Linux servers only for protection. Windows servers are there, but they are used less. The Linux servers are used more. Right. So now what they are explaining to you is what is one of the releases of Microsoft was Windows XP operating system, right? So so you can install it on your laptop or whatever desktops and other things, right? XP is short for experience. XP short is Windows Experience actually, right? And it is a successor to both Windows 2000 and Windows Me. After Windows 2000 and Me, Windows XP came, right? And the minimum configuration which it requires is Pentium 333 megahertz of processor, that is, or faster 300 megahertz, at least 64 megabytes MB of RAM, and 128 MB is recommended. Nowadays, if you go for Windows 10, what is the minimum configuration?
4 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, the Intel chip will be there, right? i3, i5 is recommended generally, and 4 GB RAM is the minimum standard here. So MB is required, right? And then how much is the hard disk you require?
I think 128 GB.
I think 500 GB is the minimum, and you can go up to 1 TB or whatever.
No, ma'am, because when new SSDs came out, SSDs were 128 GB and they could install Windows 7 and 10, I remember.
No, 128 GB, I understand. That can be minimum, but generally what they take is a 500 GB hard disk.
Yeah,
Right.
ma'am, that would be required for all the softwares and other stuff.
All the software, so 500 GB hard disk, they will take it, because the operating system will require 128 GB. From that, now your operating system will require 128 GB. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you will be requiring a bigger hard disk than that. Then your CD-ROM, DVD-ROM, if you want, you can have it on your system, keyboard, mouse, and all that, right? If you want a video adapter or a high resolution graphic card, that also you can have sound card and speakers and headphones also. So these are the minimum configuration, and Windows 10 has a different, more higher configuration now. So what Windows is doing is Linux installs on a minimum level of configuration, but Windows right now, whatever versions of Windows are coming, they require more and more configuration, hardware configuration. So basically, they are making a monopoly that you have to buy a new hardware to buy this kind of a Windows operating system. Do you understand? They keep on increasing the standard of the hardware. Right, so now they are giving you the installation procedure, how to install. Suppose if you want to install XP, so you need a CD for that, right, or DVD, where you will have the software, the Windows software, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So that Windows you will insert the CD into or DVD into the system. You will require DVD only. CD won't fit. The CD has less 700 how much was that?
700 megabytes.
700 megabits was there, and DVD has more. So the Windows software
Minimum 4
is,
GB.
I think, 1 or 2 GB long, so maybe that it will fit in DVDs only. So you will insert the DVD in the DVD-ROM, right? If you have started your PC, you will insert that, right? If your BIOS have already selected that whatever will be inside the CD will be taken, or DVD, whatever BIOS, if already you have DVD, so what it will ask you, a link, black screen will open automatically when you start your system, and it will be written, press any key to boot from CD. If you want to boot from the CD, booting device, you have selected CD in the BIOS already. If it has been selected, then it will ask you, press any key to boot from CD. You will press enter, right? So here it is asking you, press any key to boot from the CD. So you will press enter. Then it will take you to the, at this stage, it will ask you to press F6. Then you will press F6, that is set up. Right, press S to specify that you want to install additional devices. If you want to install additional devices, you will press S. You will be asked to insert floppy with drivers. Press enter after you have inserted the disk, right? Suppose if it is asking, well, generally this portion, it generally doesn't ask you, because in the driver CDs are separately also done. So I don't think so this floppy disk driver or this will be asked to you, right? You will see a list of drivers for your hard disk. Select the correct driver for your device and press enter. But that will be asked. It will go on like this only. Then they will you will get a screen, that Windows XP Professional Setup screen. and you have the option to do a new window install, या repair previous install, या or quit. So if you want to install the new window, so you will select the first option, or you can repair the window, or you can quit also. Right, then whatever option you want, like you want to have new installation, uh, uh, press enter on that new installation one, and you will be presented with the end user license agreement. You have to press F8 to continue, right, that you agree, that means, and then the step by step it will go on. Then the partition, so how will you create the partition on the system? So if you have a brand new unformatted drive, you will get a screen similar to below. In our case, the drive size is 8190 MB. So their drive size is 8190 MB. Suppose yours is 500 GB or whatever, we can choose to install Windows in this drive without creating a partition, hence use the entire size of the drive. If you want the entire size of the drive, no partition you want, then you can install it. If you wish to do this, you can just press enter and Windows will continue partition. And if you want to have partition, then what will you do? Windows will show the total size of the hard drive and ask how much you want to allocate for the partition you are to create. Right. So in then it will ask you how much partition you want to create. So here you will create partition. So I will choose from 8190. They have chosen 6000 MB. You will then get the screen below. So this indicates the partition has been created. We still have unpartitioned space of 2189 MB. Next, highlight the unpartitioned space by pressing down the arrow key. Then press C to create another partition. So you have to press C. C means to create a partition. So if you press C and the first partition is created, the leftover, you will go to the leftover, then you will click C to create another partition. You will see the total space available, that is choose all the space left over. In our case is 2180. They are selecting the second partition. So they have created a second two partitions, and choose format the partition using NTFS file system. This is the recommended file system. If the hard drive has been formatted before, then you can choose quick NTFS format. We choose NTFS because it offers many security features, support larger drive size and bigger size files. So NTFS is a file system where one is a FAT file system, one is a NTFS file system. So generally this file system is generally taken. So you partition with the NTFS file system generally, which is secured. And Windows will now start formatting drive C and start copying setup files. So they are now at in the C drive, your formatting, your operating system is being installed there. After the setup has completed copying the file, the computer will restart. Leave the XPCD in the drive, but this time do not press any key. So at the starting, when we started the system, it was asking press any key to boot from CD. Right, we have pressed enter at that time, but here when again your system restarts after copying all the files, so don't press enter key after it shows press any key to boot from CD. So you will not press anything, so it will automatically few seconds the setup will again continue. Windows setup wizard will guide you to other things, like if you want to choose a region and language, so you have to choose Calcutta plus 530 one will you will select for your Indian thing, and then you will type. It will ask you to type in your name and organization and the product key. The license key which you have for Windows, you have to put it here. So it will keep on doing that. And now name the computer and enter the administrative password. If you want to name your computer and put a password, then you can put it. So that password, when you on the system, every time it will ask you for that, and then you can enter the correct time zone or date and time of your region that I told you, that it is generally Kolkata time 1. So it will not, if you select that, it will come. So here you were selecting region and language, sorry. So here region and language, you will select either English US version or English whatever version that you can US or UK version you can select. For the network setting, choose typical and press next. And for the network, if you want a typical setup, you can select typical and press next. Choose a work group or domain name. If you want to create a work group, that the people who will choose this work group, they will be connected with each other. You can also create a work group, and then Windows will restart again and adjust the display. So finally, Windows will start and present you with a welcome screen. So now Windows has been installed, and choose help protect my PC by turning on automatic updates. If your system is a licensed version, so if you turn on the PC by turning on the updates now and press next, so it will update the security updates will be automatically installed on your system. Will this computer connect to the internet directly or through a network? If you are connected to a router or LAN, then choose yes. This computer will connect to a local area network or home network. If you have a dial-up modem, choose no. So you can choose that which kind of network you are having, a dial-up or a router connection, right? And you are ready to activate Windows, choose yes. If you wish to activate Windows over the internet now, so activation can also be done on the Windows, right? So you can choose yes. So your license will be verified and it will be activated. Add users that will sign on this computer and click next. So you can add number of users also. So you will get a thank you screen to confirm setup is complete and click finish. And log in to your PC for the first time, you log in and your PC has started. So XP has been installed. Now you need to check the device manager to confirm that all the drivers have been loaded or if there are any conflicts. So how will you go to the device manager? One of the options is you can go to this PC, right click and click on manage. Or you can write here also at the type here search box in Windows 10 also. What will you write? Device manager, right? So here is your device manager. Can you see that?
Yes.
This is your device manager.
Yes, ma'am.
So it will show you all the devices which are there, and all those devices which are not having the drivers or something, which are not installed on your system. So for that, a yellow symbol will be appearing here that it is not installed. Do you understand? Right. So you can also here you can also update your things, like if you click here, so you can scan for hardware changes, that is there any update software or not, that can also be installed, or you can right click on that and scan for hardware changes like this. That can also be done. So these are your this is your device manager, right? Or you can also go to your control panel, right? Control panel will also show you what? If I type here control panel, so control panel will show you what? It will also show you the number of devices which are there on your system, right? These, right? Can you see that? So what all things are installed on your system? What all programs are installed? You can go to programs and features. So what all things are installed on your system, that will come here, right? And if you go to administrative tools, you can go to administrative tools also. What are the different administrative tools which are there? Will show you that, right? You have other things, date and time if you want to change, whatever. Device manager is also here also in the control panel. So you can go devices, what are the devices and printers which are attached to your system, you can click on that and see. So these are the devices, right? These kinds of things are there, your system is there, your storage spaces are there, security and maintenance, all these things, sound and all these things are will be available on your control panel, right? So so they are saying if there is any yellow exclamation mark, I told you, no, yellow mark will appear if some devices doesn't have the correct driver installed. So yellow mark will appear. You can click on that and scan for the hardware drivers online, right? So that is there.
Ma'am, but some
Yeah.
Actually, ma'am, in my PC there are many yellow symbols, but drivers are not installing.
So do you have any CD?
No,
Driver CD is also not there.
no.
So you have to search for that particular device driver.
Okay. But ma'am, there is no any information about that which driver need to install. No information.
Your name of the device will be on that, na? Suppose when we open the device manager, right? So suppose your Bluetooth device is there. So I click on this. It is saying general Bluetooth adapter. So find for this particular, like for audio inputs you have Realtek one. So Realtek audio definition for Windows 10 if you want to find out. Do you understand?
Okay, okay.
So that this way you can find out. Right.
Thank you.
Otherwise, if you want, just right click on this, right, and scan for hardware changes. So it will ask you ki you want to installed online or offline, whatever. Right. So then I don't know your Windows is license version. Your Windows is license version Windows you have.
No, ma'am. It need to be activated. I think it's
So
pirate
that may
version.
be a problem, that maybe the drivers will not get installed because of that also.
Ma'am, it's pirate version of Windows actually.
So sometimes they don't provide, if it is an activated window, then only your system will download the drivers from the internet
Oh,
automatically.
okay.
Right, so you can install the drivers from the CDs or CD also if you have a CD, right? Otherwise, so online, so you should, if your system is activated, your license is activated, then you. So you have desktop. This is your desktop, typical desktop which is there. But nowadays, Windows 10 has desktop which have now the icons. My computer has changed to this PC, right? And you have Microsoft Edge, not Internet Explorer now, right? Recycle bin or is recycle bin only, right or wrong? So some of
Right.
the things have changed, so that you should know. Then there are icons which are you can make them generally the icons on the desktop are double clickable, right? You have to double click on that to open, right? What else are there? You have menus, buttons, bars, and boxes. So you have windows also. You can change the size of the windows, right? So that is there. You can hide the windows. That is minimizing, right? This is minimizing, right? This is maximizing. So if you do this, you can change the size of the windows from here. Like here, if I click, I can change here. I can increase. I can increase from here. This is how you can change, or just click on the maximum one. And this is cross means close. So that is there. Then if you have number of options open, then what will you do? I'll press Alt and Tab. Open. See, Alt and Tab I press. What are the coming? The number of windows which are open. What all is open? Right? Do you understand? So which one you want, you can go to that particular one. So if I press this, so I can go to this one also, and this with the arrow key I can go to left, right, which one I want to open. See, you understand? That is Alt plus Tab. You can also arrange number of windows also, right? That is also there. So your program management. So program management is your start button, this, right? All the programs which are installed on your system are here, right or wrong? Right. So you just have to drag it. Whatever thing you want to open, you can open from here, right? So that is there. So that is your start button. So from one window to the other, you can press tab key and alt and tab key. That is there. Then file management, you can open my documents and you can see your different files in the my documents also. Or you can go to where your C drive and see your the CD, whatever drives you have. You can see folder. And what is the difference between a folder and a file? I have asked you earlier also. What is a folder?
Folder is a
As
wrapper
many items and
which we
files are
can.
put in them.
It's a container,
The container only.
right, which will have different files or folders also, right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that is there. So you can also move the file and folder from one place to another. Cut, copy, paste is there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is also there. You can also empty your recycle bin. That is, and if you want to find a missing file, then how will you find it? How will you find the file which is missing?
In
So
the cycle bin.
you can go here and search on the PC. Here also you can write that file name. So it will search from all the drives which you have. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is also searching. That kind of file searching is also there. How do you save a document? That is, suppose you want to save a Word file or Excel or something. Control S is the shortcut key, or file save as is your thing. And if you then when you press save as, then you will select the location where you want to save in C drive, E drive, D drive, my document where, and name the file, and the extension will save as type will have the extension of the file, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So these are the things which are there. Then when we talked about the Unix and Linux operating system, Unix was the after 30 years of its creation, Unix is still regarded as one of the most versatile, flexible, and powerful operating system in the computer world. It was created at Bell Laboratories in 1970, written in the C programming language, which was developed at the same time. It supports large number of simultaneous users, runs with few alterations or many hardware platform, provides some platform independence. So on the Unix is written on C language, right, in 1970. Right, Dennis Ritchie and Ken Thompson were the person who created this Unix. Dennis Ritchie was also the creator of C language, right? So later on, Linux was created, and Linux is a relatively new Unix flavor derived from the word Linus Torvald. Linus Torvald was the person who developed this Linux, who was entrusted to develop a Unix for academic use. Linux is one of the many versions of the Unix operating system. Working on Linux means working on one of the flavors of Unix. The main advantage, the Linux is absolutely free. You need not spend even the cost. CD can be entirely free, downloadable from the internet. No registration fee, no cost per user. Free updates and freely available operating system and network lab source code. It is portable, means can be configured on any processor like Intel, Solaris, etc. Dual bootable, fast, reliable, secure, and versatile. These properties make it popular among the system administrators. While working on it, you may realize many more important features and advantages of Linux. So most of the exercises are command line based. That lots of the exercises which you will get in the commands you will get are command line based basically. So they are talking about Fedora 10, one of the uh, uh, releases of Linux. So Fedora 10, also known as Cambridge, was released on November 25th, 2008, and it brings faster boot experience with fly mouse, better printing, better webcam support, improved wireless network connection sharing, better software maintenance and updates. So for that you need the Fedora DVD. You need the software to be installed. So how to install is you will need the Fedora 10 DVD image that corresponds to your hardware architecture, and which can be downloaded from here. When the download is over, burn the ISO image with your favorite CD or DVD burning. Acha. They are saying you can have the Fedora 10 DVD, and you can make an image of that DVD on the DVD. So with the Nero and all that, you can make a blank DVD. You can You can burn this software on that. Burning means putting the software on the DVD. It is always recommended having an empty hard drive for a Linux installation. That means no other operating system on it, no Windows, and you must have a minimum of 10 GB free space for Fedora installation. Right? So now they are saying insert the DVD and reboot the computer. In order to boot from the DVD, hit F8 or F12 key depending on your BIOS. So some system has F8, some has F12, some has delete key as the BIOS, depends on your motherboard. So when you open the BIOS, you will select CD or DVD as the boot device, and then you will start your system, and it will ask boot from CD. So you will say enter, and the Fedora install or upgrade an existing system. So you will press that. Right, at this stage we simply press enter and wait for the system to load. Select the skip option when you are asked if you want to check the media before installation. So you don't want to check the media, that is your CD, so just skip it. Right, and then Anaconda, the Fedora installer, will load and you will see welcome screen. Click next. Right, choose your language. Now English you can choose. Right, choose your keyboard layout. So that is US English or UK English, whatever you want to choose, you can choose. Then it will ask for type your computer name. You can type a computer name here and select the location country, like you can select Kolkata, Delhi one, and enter the root system administrator password. Whenever you log into the root login, this password will be required to log into the system. Right, and here comes the partitioning part. If you have an empty hard drive, all you have to do is click next, but make sure the remove all partition on selected drives and create default layout option is selected. If you don't have any empty hard drive and you still want to install Fedora 10 on your machine, then make sure you select the use free space on the selected drive and create default layout. So if you don't have an empty drive, so you have to select free space which is available on which is Fedora will be installed. So it requires 10 GB minimum of these free spaces required. Right. Otherwise, you can press next. Right. And we also recommend to select encrypt system option. Enter a password. The longer the better for encrypted partition. So here for every partition, encrypted partition they are saying you can create, and you can press type a key password for encrypted partition. Click the write changes to disk button when asked. So you will say write changes to disk. That means it will start installing that. The hard drive will be formatted and partition will be created. Right. Now you can select the desired packages. So what are all packages you want to install on the system, you can select that. So here they are showing some office and productivity, software development, web server. These are the different packages if you want to install. You can select that. Hit the next button and everything will be done automatically from now on. Just sit back and watch how the packages are copied to your hard drive. The installation process will take about 8 to 10 minutes depending on your computer speed and selected packages. It starts installing, wait for some time, and then your Fedora, when the installation is over, you will get a congratulations. The installation is complete screen. Click the reboot button and your computer will automatically restart. So here you will press the reboot button and your computer will restart, and remove the CD from the optical drive, and your brand new Fedora 10 operating system will boot for the first time. If you chosen to encrypt your partition, then you will be prompted for password, so you have to type the password, and the system will continue to boot in a few seconds, and you will see the first boot configuration wizard. Click forward on the welcome screen. So here you will click forward, and the click forward on the license screen. So here also you will click forward, and then you will create a regular user for the system. Who will use the system? You will username, full name, password will be for a user, and then you can select the date and time and click finish, and you will see the login screen. Enter the password for regular user you just created, right? So these are the things you will do for what? Linux or Fedora Linux installation. So we will be talking about now the commands we had to do in our Linux system. So for that we have to go to JS Linux, right? Online Linux, and we are taking Fedora 33 Linux, and click here. We are clicking on that. The second last one we have taken. So this has come. So this is your, actually this is known as your shell, right? So there are different kinds of shell. Earlier there was bash shell, BASH. Sorry, there was Bourne shell, BORNE, Bourne shell. Then came C shell. Then came corn shell. So there were different kinds of shell. Now it is bash shell, born again shell, which has feature of all other shells. So what is the shell? Shell understands.
Ma'am, can you repeat it because your voice is a bit laggy?
Right. Yeah, I was saying shell is the interpreter which understands your command, right? So shell, there are different kinds of shell. Earlier there was Bourne shell, BOURNE, Bourne shell. There was C shell, there was corn shell, and the name of the person who created that shell or the interpreter, on his name the shell name was there. So now what shell we are working on is a bash shell, BASH, born again shell. So that bash shell have all the features which were there in Bourne shell, K shell, C shell, whatever was there, all the features have been put in the bash shell. So nowadays we are working on the bash shell, right? So this is the command line or the shell where you will write the command, and the command will be interpreted by the shell and given to the kernel, and kernel will then process your command and run, give you the output. Do you understand? Right? So when we are talking here, the hash, there are two kinds of prompt in Linux. One is a hash prompt, the other is a dollar prompt. Do you understand? Hash prompt and dollar prompt. Why are the prompt used? Can anybody tell me why are the prompt used? Do anybody know that?
You told yesterday something about root and
Yeah, I
admin.
told you that there are two kinds. There are users. One is an administrator, the other is a normal user. Do you understand?
Yes.
So when we are talking about the administrator user, administrator user will be logged in whenever he will log in. Then administrator username and password if you give, so he will log in. His prompt will be hash. And if a normal user logs in who doesn't have administrative privileges, so his will be prompt will be dollar. Do you understand?
Yes.
So if this is coming hash, that means the login here is
Administrator.
administrator login,
So it
right?
just denotes who is the user right now.
So who is the user is the root. The
Okay.
user will be the root only. If you do PWD is present working directory.
It is root.
So it is the root, right? So PWD command is known as present working directory. if you want to see which one is the present working directory, so whoever has logged in with the root user will get /root, right? If there was another user with the normal user will have been there, one thing is that it will be dollar and the name of the user will be displayed here then / the name of the user or whatever, right? So one of the command is this, right? Then another command is ls. Ls is known as listing. You understand listing? ls means,
Does it list the drive?
yeah, the contents of the drive. Listing means viewing the content. What is inside the what is inside this directory? Do you understand? Your present working directory is root, na? Your present working directory is /root, right? So what is inside this root directory? Inside this root directory are these files, bench.py and hello.c. You understand?
Ma'am, can you zoom in a little bit? The fonts are very. You can press Control and scroll it forward.
Now can you see?
Yes, thank you. And so with the Word file as well.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Right. So I was talking that with PWD you can see that the root is the user, right? And whoever the user is, like root is the user, then in his name a directory is created. A directory is like a folder. In Windows it is called folder, right? In Linux system or Unix system it is known as directory, and the other files are known as, which have extension, are known as files. Do you understand? Like Word file will have extension .doc, right? Python file has .py, C file has .c. So these are files which are having some content, and these are directories or folder which will be containing some files or folders. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So directory is whenever you talk in Linux, you don't say folder or file, you say directory or file. So this is your directory. In the name of the user only a directory is created. That is this. Just hold on for a second. Right. So what does PWD does is present working directory gives you the name of the directory, the directory which is there. Right, presently which directory you are in, so it will give you the name of the present directory. And ls commands, what it does is listing, that is it shows the content, what is inside this root. What is inside this root? There are two files, bench.py and just hold on. Sorry. Right. So ls command. Why we are using ls command? To view the content of any directory, what will you use?
ls command.
ls command, right? Listing. It is known as listing. Right? So ls is for listing or view the content of the directory, you will say, right? Of the directory. Right? Everything here is a file, and file can be a directory file or a normal ordinary file. Right? And PWD is present working directory. So all the commands will always be in small letters. No need to write in capital letters, but right? So that is there. So this is there. So if I want to make a directory, my own directory, how will I make my own directory? Mkdir. What is the command?
mkdir.
Mkdir.
Make a directory.
Make directory and the directory name, if you want, whatever name you want to give to the directory. The name should be given a static alphabet, right? Like I told you, whenever you name a file or something in C also, so you will start with a letter and then you can put numbers. There should not be any space. Underscore can be given. Do you understand? So that naming convention you will do, and when you press enter here, mkdir space the directory name you have given ABC, whatever name you want to give, your own name you want to give, you can give the name of the directory, your own name also, and press enter. So again the hash prompt has come, right? That means your command has run successfully. If some error comes, so it will give you an error. Do you understand? So your hash prompt has come, that means there is no error. So if you say ls here, so see we have made mkdir abc as a directory. So abc blue color has been created here. Can you see that?
Yes.
So blue color ones are your directories and white color ones are your files. Do you understand? Blue color will be directories and white color will be normal files.
So ABC can be a folder, maybe.
ABC is a folder
And
directory,
these
and
are
these are
files.
files
Okay, with
having
extension.
the content. Yeah, with
Yes.
extension.
Okay.
Right. Then if you want to go inside ABC, now ABC has been created now. So you want to go inside ABC, that means you want to like double click the folder and you go inside the folder, right? Right.
Yes.
So if you go inside
Yes,
the
ma'am.
directory, you will say ABC CD change directory. CD means change directory to ABC, right? CD space ABC and press enter.
Most of these commands are similar to the ones from DOS.
Yeah, a little bit similar, but many commands are different. Right? File for making a file and all the commands are different. For making a directory, the CD and mkdir are similar. Right? So can you see when I did CD space ABC, that is change directory to ABC, so I have come inside what? Here. What is this?
ABC.
ABC. That means now this tilde symbol, are you seeing this tilde symbol earlier?
Yes.
This tilde symbols tell you that you are at your home directory. Do you understand? This tilde symbol is your home directory generally. That means you are at your home directory. That is, I am logged in as root. So root will be my home directory. So for the root will not be given, you will be given as tilde. Tilde is your home directory. Do you understand? So from the home directory, I have come. In the home directory, I have created ABC. So I have come inside ABC now. Do you understand?
Yes.
So now inside ABC, suppose again I want to make directories. So you can make multiple directories also with mkdir. So how to make multiple directories? I am creating north, south, east, west. Can you see that?
Yes.
So this
Yes.
way, you can create multiple directories. North will be created, south will be created, east and west. All the 4 directories will be created. I press enter. So again the prompt has come, that means it has created. I say ls to see the content, that what does ABC contains. Now ABC directory contains east directory, north directory, south directory, west directory. Can you see that?
So ma'am, this would mean that in this version of Linux, we cannot have file names with spaces in them.
Which version of Linux?
Fedora.
What spaces? I am not understanding.
Well, in file names, we cannot have spaces because
Yeah,
spaces are interpreted
in
as
any
different
version,
folders.
in any version, you should not put any space like nor space th. No.
Okay, ma'am.
In the name of the file, in the name of the directory or the
Can we
file,
give
you should not have
underscore
space.
to give a space?
You can, if you want space, you should give underscore.
So in the physical form, it will have a space or underscore.
Underscore only.
Okay, so it's not possible to give a space.
No. This space,
I think it is
what we have
possible, but
given
you have
after
to
the
use
command
quotation
is
mark.
what?
I think it is possible to create a space, but you have to put a quotation mark on both sides.
Quotation mark on both sides of what?
Both side on a file name or like that.
No. Quotation marks are not allowed in the file name. File name only has a special character called underscore that can be put. Quotation marks are not allowed in the file name. Right? So that's why they have a naming convention, na? That the file name should have this. Do you understand? Space are not allowed. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So why I have put here space to separate the different directory names. This space is different from the name inside the namespace, right? Do you understand? So you have created east, north, south, west, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
To go inside one of these directories, you can say change directory cd to east, right? I can go inside east, so I have now where I am. Where I am.
You're in east folder.
I am in east. If I say pwd here, present working directory, do you know what will be my present working directory now?
ABC.
Keep on from here you have /root was your present working directory, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you created ABC, so that means /root/ABC will be there. You
Yes.
came inside ABC, then you created north, south, east, west, and inside east you had gone. So your present working directory will be
ABC.
/root/ABC/east.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Okay.
Do
So
you
it just
understand?
specifies the path on which
Yeah,
path
it's
you
the
are.
path.
Okay.
Slash is the main root directory. Slash is always the root directory, which is the grandparent of all the directories. So Linux have a hierarchical file structure. Do you understand hierarchical? Hierarchical means parent, grandparent, parent, child, like that kind of a thing. Do you understand?
Yes.
So that kind of file structure is of Linux. So suppose now I am in East and I want to go back to ABC, right? I am in East, I want to go back to ABC. What will I do? CD space ... One directory back. CD space ... Enter you will press. Where have you come?
ABC file.
ABC file. Can you understand that? ABC is a directory, right?
Yes.
And if you press CD space tilde sign, where will it take you? Do you know that? Wherever you are, and if you press CD space tilde sign, it will take you to your home directory, back to your home directory. See, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So one directory back will be CD space dot dot, and to the directory CD space tilde will take you to the home directory, and one more is there, CD space slash will take you to the root directory, the grandparent. This is your root directory. And ls, if you say ls here, so there are number of directories in your root directory. There is bin, which has all the commands of Linux. There is dev, which will have all the devices which are there in your Linux system. Your home will have all the users which are in your Linux system. That lib64 is library files which are there, media files which are there. OPT, I don't remember what is OPT, I don't know option or what is that. Then root is your root directory, which is your main directory. Sbin is another directory. Sys is system directory, user directory, boot, etc, lib file, loss plus found, mount, proc, run, temp, and var. There are so many of files there. Directories, files, we will not say files if they are all the directories inside your root.
But
and
why are 4 of them of different color?
These are related to your commands, that's why. Bin, lib, and sbin. They are related to your commands in the system which are there. That's why they are of different colors. Right? But
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. Ma'am, CD slash means, please.
CD space slash means you are going to your grandparent directory. The main root file system directory is your slash, which
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
have different directories in your system. Right?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
If you want to go back to your home directory, just press CD space tilde and you will come back to your home directory. Right?
Yes.
So one directory back is CD space dot dot, and to the home directory is CD space tilde, to the root
Still
directory is CD space slash.
slash. Yes, ma'am.
Right? Any doubt in this thing?
No, ma'am. Clear, ma'am. Thank you.
Then if you want to remove a directory, right? So to remove a directory, see, suppose I want to remove a directory, I'll have a command called rmdir. What is the command?
RMDIR.
RMDIR, that is remove directory. So RMDIR command you will use for removing a directory. So how will you remove a directory? Suppose I want to remove ABC. I know that in my home directory I have created ABC directory, right?
Yes.
But it will not be removed, but I'll show you. I'll press enter. So it will say fail to remove ABC directory not empty. Can you see that?
Yes, because it has more folders inside it.
There are two rules to remove a directory. Remember that, right? One rule is that you should not be inside that directory. Suppose I am inside ABC, right? And I say with arrow keys, the before commands can come. With the arrow keys, up and down arrow keys, now the command you have run before, it can come. So RMDIR ABC, I say. So what it will say? No such file or directory. I am inside ABC and I am removing ABC. Can I remove sitting inside the directory?
No.
No, ma'am.
So one rule is you should not be inside the directory if you want to remove that. And the other rule is it should be empty. That means it should not have any content. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes.
So ABC directory have lot of directories. What all directories are there? East, north, south, west. Yes?
Yes.
So I have to remove these directories, then only I will be able to remove ABC. I am just removing one of the directory to show you that it has been removed. Otherwise, we don't remove all the directories. So no error has come here.
Yes, that means success.
Because this directory was empty, right? And I'm also not sitting inside this directory, right? So if I do ls now, so see, east has gone, deleted, yes, removed. Do you understand?
Yes.
So if I have to remove ABC, then I have to remove north also, south also, west also, right?
Yes.
And then I go back and go back to my home directory and remove ABC, then it will be deleted. So I'm not deleting it, I'm just telling you. So there are two reasons why the directory will not be deleted. Either you are sitting inside the directory and deleting that directory, so it will not find that file or directory, right? Or the directory is not empty. It has content. That's why it will not be removed. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Right. So these are the different directory commands you have. Can you understand the directory command now? mkdir is make directory.
Yes.
Right. mkdir is make directory. You can make a new directory. cd is change directory. You want to change to that directory, go inside that directory, you will use cd. Right. rmdir is remove directory. Delete it. So rmdir is there. Right?
Yes.
Any problems in these commands? No, na?
No, ma'am.
Right. Then suppose I want to make a file. I am inside ABC only. Now we go to the file one. If I want to make a file, one command is known as cat command. What is the command?
Cat.
Cat, and you will say greater than sign, and then your file name. Suppose I say file one is the name of my file, right? Cat space greater than sign space file name. I am saying file name is file one, right? And
Yes.
I'll press enter. So the cursor will wait for my content to be given in the file. It will wait for me to give the content, right? So I'm saying this is my first file. I'm just giving some content. Some 2-3 lines you can write. I'm just giving you an example, right? And when you want to save this file, press Control plus D. What will you press? Control D. Control key and D. Do you understand?
Yes.
To
Yes.
save this file, you will press Control D. So cat greater than sign and file name is the command to create a new file.
What will be the file extension?
File, we have not given any extension to the file. If you want to give, then you give file1.txt, file1. Whatever you want to give. We have not created a extension of the file. It's a normal text file, but no extension is there, right? So for creation of a file, cat space greater than sign space file name is to create a new file, and to save that file after giving the content to save that file, you will give Control key plus D. Control D. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So to save that file. Now my file is saved. Now how to see the content of the file? You will say cat, simple cat and file name. Simple cat and file name gives you the content of the file. What is the content of the file? This is my first file, first class of Linux, right? Can you see that?
Yes.
How are you seeing the content of the file? Simply say cat and file name, no greater than sign. Right? So you say the content of the file. If you want to append to this file, what does append mean? Do you know what is append?
Edit.
Yeah, no, not edit. I want to add a content at the end of the file, that is known as appending. Append means adding content, more content to the file. I cannot edit this file through cat. For editing, that will be different. First, we will not talk about that. We'll talk about this. To append to a existing file, double greater than sign and file name. That is your file one, which you have already created. In that file, I want to add more content at the end. So you can append that file. So cat space double greater than sign space file name. It will wait for my content to be put. Suppose I want to add this line, and again to save this, you will say Control D, right? Append also, if you add some content in the previous file, so in that also you will save it by Control D. And when you want to see the content of the file, just simply say cat and file name. So what it is showing, this is my first class of Linux, and Linux was developed by Linus Torvalds. This is also added, right? Appended to the file. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
This is how you make a file and append to it, right?
Ma'am, how do we go on the next line? Do we press enter?
Yeah, you press enter to go on to the next line.
Okay, so it does not send a command.
No. You just press enter, and any number of times you press enter, the next line will appear.
Okay.
You can type the next line by pressing enter, no problems. Right? Now, if you want to edit this file, you cannot edit with the cat command. So there is an editor called VI editor here. What is the name of the editor?
VI editor.
VI. Like in DOS, it was edit was an editor. Here VI is an editor, visual editor, which is known as, and the name of the file you can press. Like file 1 we have created, I want to edit this file. So I am saying VI space, the file name is file 1, and I press enter. So when I press enter, just see a tilde symbol, this kind of a thing will appear. See, this is file 1, right? Can you see that?
Yes.
This kind of a thing is coming, and 3 lines which I have already put is there, right? Right or wrong? With the arrows key, you can move up and down, but you cannot edit the text right now. To edit the text right now, you are in command mode in the VI editor. To go to the editing mode, you have to press I, small I, that means insert, right? So now if I want, I can go to the end and I can type whatever. I means insert. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Only I.
Only I, simple I. You can press small I, capital A, capital I. A means append, I means insert. Right? Then only it will allow you to type. See, now if I press escape here, now see insert has gone. Is there any insert here at the bottom?
No.
No. You are in command mode now. Now you are not able to type anything. If you press any key, you are not able to type. But when you press I, so now you are able to type anything because you have come to insert mode. Right? Do you understand?
Yes.
So if I want to edit this line, you can go above this, come to this line, say this is my first Linux class, right? So you have edited something and you want to add one more line, you can add here. So come here. With arrow keys, you can come. With mouse, you will not be able to do it with the mouse. You understand? Right? And how do you save this file now? You are in insert mode. So first you have to escape it. Escape key, press escape key. You will come out of the what? You have come out of the insert mode, right? You are in command mode. Now you will press colon. Colon means you are in X mode, executable mode. See, at the bottom, when you press colon, at the bottom the colon symbol comes. Can you see that?
Yes.
Right. W here means save. Q means quit. Do you understand? W means save, Q means quit. I want to save and quit, so WQ. Do you understand?
Yes.
So WQ will save and quit this file. So I'll just press enter. So I've come back to my, see, can you see that? Prompt I have come back. Right? From the VI editor. Right? So now if I want to see the content of the file, you can see the content of the file. So I have put another line also and I have edited also. Now the file has been edited now.
Yes. The last
Yes,
line
yes.
has been added, and the
This is
second
my
line
first
this
class
is
I have
now.
edited, right?
Yes.
So this kind of a thing you can do with the VI editor. For any editing, you have to go to the VI editor with the file name and the editor will open in command mode. It is not right now in insert mode. To bring it to insert mode, press I. So it has now come to insert mode, and wherever you want to edit, you can edit, and wherever you want to add, you can add the content, right? And then you will press escape again to come out of the insert mode. Press colon to go to the executable mode, and you will say WQ. That means save and quit, and enter. Right? Do you understand this? So this editor is also there. Now, suppose I want to copy this file. How to copy this file? So CP is the command. How to copy this file?
CP.
CP is the command to copy. So CP space, suppose file 1 was the file name of the file, right? I want to copy it into file 2, a new file. You understand? CP space file 1 was the existing file whose content I want to copy, and file 2 will be a new file will be created with the content of the file 1. Do you understand? I press enter, so no error has come. If I say LSC, file 2 is also created. Has it? Apart from file 1, file 2 is also created. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. This is not a directory. This is a file having content. Do you understand that? It is in white color. Directory will be in blue color, right? So to see the content of file 2, I will say cat file 2 and see. The file 2 is also having the same content of file 1. Yes.
Yes,
Yes or
ma'am.
no?
Yes.
So it has been copied. CP is the command to copy. Right? If I suppose want to copy this file 1, which is in this particular directory ABC, but I want to copy it in the not directory. This is the not directory, right? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
So how do I copy it in the not directory? I have to put the path. I have to give the path for that. /root /abc, and inside ABC is not na,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So I have to give the path, and if you want to create a new file name, you can create file 3, and if you don't want to create a new file name, the same file 1 will also be copied in file not, if you don't give this. If I press enter, so see, file 1 will be here also. Here is file 1, right? Can you see that? File 1 is here also, and if I say ls / root / abc / north, then see, it will give me the contents of north. What is north having?
File 1.
File 1. Here also it has been copied in north. Or you can go to cd north change to that directory. You have come to not say ls, you can also see file 1 here. Right? So ls with the path also you can see a particular directory's content. Do you understand?
Yes.
Right? I'll come back to ABC again, cd space dot dot. Right? Can you understand how to copy a file?
Yes, ma'am.
You can also copy some file which is located at some location slash root slash ABC and file 1 is there to some other location slash root slash whatever directories are there. So you should know the path. That's all. That also you can do with CP, right? Copy command. Right? Or you can move a directory and rename a directory also. MV is the command it does two works. One is rename, the other is moving. Moving means cut from here and paste somewhere else. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So
Yes.
move MV command, that is move command, does two things. One is renaming, the other is moving the file from one location to the other. Right? So MV, if I say MV file 1 should be named as file 3. So what will happen? If the file 1 is in your ABC directory, yes? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. If I say MV file 1 file 3, so what it will do is it will rename the file from file 1 to
File 3.
right. So if I say ls, now file 1 is not there, file 3 is there. It has
Yes.
renamed the file. Do you understand?
Yes.
Right? It has not moved the file, it has renamed the file. Do you understand that?
Can we go with complex commands as well? Like I just want to do a copy and also rename at the same time.
At the same time, you can do it, but with a pipe symbol.
With a pi symbol. Why?
Pipe. But that is pipe symbol is also have a different kind of a scenario. The output of the first part of the pipe, the command you will give before the pipe will that will be taken as the output, and the second part of the pipe will be taken as it will take as input of that output will be taken as input of that second part. So probably you won't be able to do both the commands simultaneously, right?
Okay.
So copy and move simultaneously you won't be able to do. So here when we are on the same directory and we are giving file 1 as file 3 on the same directory, it will rename. But when we do, suppose I want to move this file to if I give a path, right? What I am doing is I am moving this file to the location north. So what will happen here? I press enter and ls, if I see file 2 is there?
No.
No. So where has it gone?
It has
It
gone
has
on north.
gone to the
Not directory.
not directory. You see.
Yes.
So when you give the path to some other directory, then it will move. When you are in the same directory and you are saying file 1 to file 3, it will rename the file. Do you understand?
Yes.
Here you are not in the same directory, just hold on for a second. Yeah, sorry. Right? Can you understand now how this is working?
Yes.
Right? So here your directory has been, sorry, your file has been moved, right? And here your file was renamed because you were in the same directory, right? So to move to move anywhere, you have to give the path where you want to move it. That is the thing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what else? So this is move cd. Then if you want to remove a file, rm is the command. rmdir rm. To remove a file, what is the command? Just hold on. Hello. Yeah, sorry. So what we were doing was, for removing a file, what we have to do is, we have to use the command rm. So suppose I want to remove, what are the files in your L3 is there, na? right? Whose mic is this? Whose mic is this? Mute your mic. Umesh.
Umesh Pandey, please.
Umesh Pandey.
अब म्यूट कर दो ना.
हम लोग को लगा शायद बैटिंग करेंगे आई सोइंग वेन्यू है तो आप देखते कैसे करते हैं उन्होंने ड्यू बोल दिया उन्होंने बोला कि आप रोटी में आना रोज ही बोल दी ड्यू भी आ गई और बॉल नवी नहीं कुछ सोचना देखने के बाद क्या कैसे आगे बढ़ना चाहेगा
Click on the mic. Click on the mic.
Right, so if we want to remove the file, I will say RM and file name, right? And we'll press enter. So now if I see my ls, file 3 is removed. Can you see that?
Yes,
File 3
ma'am.
was there, now it is removed. So RM is the command, only RM to remove. Right? Any doubt in that?
No, ma'am.
No. Right. What now? These are the commands. One more command is there. chmod. I will tell you not today. That will be tomorrow. We will talk about that tomorrow, not today. One or two commands I am telling you. Like there is a command called who. This is not related to file or directory. This is a command to see. Suppose you are a server system, right? Linux server, and there are number of users connected to your system, and you want to see who are the currently logged in users in the system. You want to see, right? Who have logged in right now. So who command show you that. It is not showing because nobody, this is an online platform where number of users are not connected like that. A separate thing is given to all, right? That's why it is not showing. Otherwise it shows you the list of users who are connected to the server. Do you understand that? Who command?
Yes, ma'am.
And one more command is there, who am I? There is no space in it, and it tells you who are you. Who am I? It is saying root, because I have logged in as root. Matlab the system has been logged in as root, so who am I? You are root. Do you understand? The name of the user,
Yes.
username. So who am I will show you the name of the user. Just one moment. Hello? Sorry. So we were discussing these commands. One more command is cal command. Cal command shows you the current month calendar. See. Can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Current month calendar. You can also see the whole year calendar also if you press the year, whichever year it may be. I have pressed 2022. So it is showing me 2022's whole calendar. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, up to December, right? So you can see any month's calendar also, previous year's calendar also, right? You understand? Cal command.
Yes, ma'am.
One more command is there that is known as WC, word count. Suppose now I don't have any file in this now, but we go to North now because North is having files, right? And we say WC, and I want to see the word count of the file 1. Word count what does word count command does is it finds the line, number of lines, number of words and number of characters in a file. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So if I press enter,
Yes.
so number of lines are 5, number of words are 27, number of characters in this file are 143. Right? Do you understand how WC command is working, word count?
Yeah.
Please
Does this
repeat,
mean
ma'am.
there are 3 lines?
5 lines, 27 words, 143 characters.
Oh, okay.
If you say WC, options are also there. WC hyphen L space file name will give you the number of lines only. There are 5. WC hyphen W with the file name will give you only words, and WC hyphen C will give you only
Character. Character,
characters.
ma'am.
These are
Okay,
options
thanks. Got
available
it.
separately if you want. So the word count is a thing which counts the number of lines, words and characters in a file. Right?
Right.
What else is there? Date command is also there, which gives you the current date and time.
Can word count, see, if in a file if there is nothing other than words or characters we can do. So can a word count command also give us a lump sum amount of how much bit a file can carry,
No,
or how
not
much
bit.
bit?
Not bit it gives you. That is a separate thing for bit. For
Okay.
bit you have an option called ls-l, right? ls is listing of the content of the directory. Hyphen L means long listing, an option of ls, right? If you do long listing, so here you get how many size of the file is how much. This, can you see that in bytes?
Yes.
So every character is taking 1
One
byte.
one byte.
Yes, one byte is taken by one
That,
character.
that was my question. That was the same my question.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So if you want to know the bytes, number of bytes, then you can go to this command ls space hyphen l. So it gives you each file's directories and files how much size they are taking in bytes. So it tells you that. So if you see this command here, the first hyphen, can you see the hyphen symbol? First
Yes.
hyphen. This
Yes, ma'am.
hyphen symbol means it's an ordinary file. Do you understand? These both are ordinary files. If it had been a directory file, so hyphen would not have been there, there would have been D. And the directory name with blue color would have been here. Can you understand that?
Yes.
Right? And after that you are seeing RW hyphen R hyphen hyphen R hyphen hyphen. These are the permissions given to, there are 3 permissions: read, write, execute, and 3 users, owner, group and others. 3 kinds of users. That's why I told you that chmod command, I am not discussing it today, we'll discuss it tomorrow. So this thing we'll discuss it tomorrow, that how to change these permissions. You can change these permissions also. So there are 3 kinds of users and 3 kinds of permissions. So we'll do that. And then you have username. This one is known as the number of links, that there is another link for this file also. If you have created, there is an option for creating another link for a file also. So there is no link, so that's why it is showing only one. That is this file only. And root means the user owner of the file, and this root means the group. If you have not created any group, so the root is the user and root is only the root is the owner and root is only the group. If there is no other group, right? And the number of bytes the file is taking, and the date was created and time and file name. This is what long listing gives you, right? So we'll discuss that later. So you can run the date command also, that is also there, right? So actually all the commands in my mind doesn't remain. So there are many other commands there. You also have history command also. So what does the history command do is, sorry, whatever you have run right now, whatever commands you have run right now, na, history spelling is wrong. So whatever commands you have run right now, na, whatever commands you have run, can you see that? I have run pwd, ls, mkdir, mkdir, this, whatever command I have run, all the commands will come. Can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
History is that. History tells you what all commands you have run right now. All the commands which you have run. Right. So this command will not be working fine and message because when you are connected to other system, then your send or receive mail messages you can do with this find and message command. Display system messages what are there. Man command you can run. Man command is another command which tells you it is a manual. Man command is a manual. Manual on any command you want. Suppose you want manual on cd command. So it will give you the details about cd command. Weapon, it's not opening. Now it has opened. It's taking time. So it will tell you the man command option. So at the end it has gone. So here you see I've given for CD. I think they are not explaining it. You can press Q to quit here and go back to this. If we see the manual on WC command, is it giving that? So WC, this command's details about the command, many things comes like WC print new line word and byte count for each file. Just saying, right? So what are the options available? You can see the options also here. So -C, -M, -L, whatever. Character count M also you can have, right? So what is this command used for? Man command. This is a manual on the commands. If you want help on the command or you want to read the manual, then that is your man, right? Online documentation for GNU program is info, that is not required. And who, I told you who is on the system and what are they doing. That means who are currently logged in on the system. Who am I is who is logged on to this terminal. Then top command is system show system status and top CPU processes. What is CPU using? So if you do here top command, so it will show you this. The process ID or everything which is in running mode in the system is a process. So every process has an ID, right? So whatever you are doing is a process, and who is the user, it is showing. Then some PR, NR, some percentage usage of that thing is there. CPU usage, memory usage, right? And time and which command. Can you see that? This is what the status do. Or to stop it, I have pressed Control Z. To stop any command, you can press Control Z to stop that command, because it keeps on running. The top command keeps on running whatever the processes are going on. Right?
Like ma'am, task manager.
What?
Like ma'am, task manager in Windows.
Yes, you can say that.
Yes.
Then uptime command is there, which gives you the one-line summary. That this is the time up to zero number of users, and load average is this much. Some kind of information uptime command gives you about the status, right? And finger command find out info about user system. If you, I don't know, in some Linux system finger command doesn't work. I don't know, in this system also it will not work. Finger command is not found there. So in Fedora, finger command is not there. Some other Linux versions of Red Hat or somewhere they will have. So this we have done, cat command we have done, CP we have done, ls we have done, mb we have done, rm we have done. ln is creating a link that you don't require, but you should know that ln is the command to create another link of a file. chmod we will do tomorrow. des is decrypting a file. If you want to encrypt a file with a private key, then des command is there. And find is to find a file. Suppose here I have files now. Suppose I want to find starting with f. After f I am putting asterisk. That means any number of characters after f. So starting with f I want to find the files. So it will find me the files. File 1 and file 2 are the files. Can you see that?
Yeah.
You know that first character is this, but you don't know what is the full name, but I want to find all the files starting with this character, right? So that is how find works. So that is also there, find command, right? Then cat is for also displaying the content of the file. vi editor we have seen. More on head I can show you. For head and tail, the two commands head and tail, what happens is, suppose this file 1 cat, if we say cat file 1, it will show me the content of the file. If you want to see the first two lines of the file 1, first two lines are, this is my first file and this is my first class of Linux, right? So what it is showing, the first two lines of the file. Can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
And tail command will show me the from the bottom, the last two lines. From the bottom, last two lines are Linux was developed by Linus Torvalds. This command will this one. Last two lines, because one extra space line is also there, so that is it is showing, right? You
Yes, ma'am.
understand? Tail and head. By default, I think by default, if you don't give this 2 and number, you don't give -2 or -5 or whatever number you don't give, by default it shows you 10 lines. Because I don't have 10 lines, that's why I didn't use that. So if you want to, if you have more number of lines or 20 or 30 lines in your file, then if you do head file 1, so head file 1 shows you 10 lines by default. So all the lines it will show me, right? You understand?
Yes.
So that is there. Head and
Yes,
tail
ma'am.
commands are also there.
Ma'am, how to come back from the top command?
Control Z,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
right? So head
Yes.
and tail are there. grep is also one of the command. What does grep do is, suppose you want to find a particular word in the file. I have Linux word in my file, right? Right? So in the double quote, I am giving Linux in the file 1, right? What word you want to file, where that word is in the file, those lines it will show me. Can you see that? Where Linux word is there. grep is globally search, regular expression and print, right? So a particular pattern you want to find out. If you want to count how many number of lines Linux is there, or how many number of times Linux have appeared, you want to count. So you will use the option grep -c, space -c option, and it will give you the count. There are 3 Linux appearing in the file. Can you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So grep finds out that particular pattern or expression or word which you want to find. You have to give it in double quotes and it will find in the file. That is grep.
And ma'am, can we change also with that grep command? Like this Linux word, can we change it?
If you want to change it, that is not by this. That is a separate command. Not with grep you can change it. You can find out, but with pipe symbol you have to give another command.
Ma'am, this command is case sensitive?
Yes, if you give small l, so it will not find out line X.
I think full Linux is case sensitive.
Full line X is case sensitive, yes. Right. Then you have for printing on a line printer, you have LPR, format file with page headers, multiple column is PR. So these commands are also there. Compare, OD file, word count we have already done. And file means examine file and tell you whether text or data or etc. what kind of file it is. So that is there. So we'll do that tomorrow. I'm just showing you. Then directory command we have done cd, mkdir, rmdir, mv also changes the directory name or move the directory, and pwd is present working directory, right? Directory commands also we have seen, right? Then there are command for devices also. Suppose you want to see the free disk space, and free disk space is df, how much disk space is free, and du is how much usage has been done of the disk. Do you understand? Summarize free space on the disk drive and show disk space used by files or directory. How much usage has been done and how much free is there in the disk. That is what is there. Then there is another command called PS command. What is PS command? I told you whatever is running right now is a process in Linux. Everything is a process. So every process has a process ID. So PS commands tell you what all are the processes. The shell is one of the process. The top command was another process, and PS command is another process. So every command has a process ID. So this is what they show. Processes. And if you want to suppose you have started a command like top, and you want to stop this process, one of the thing is kill. Through kill also you can stop this command. So kill a process, kill, and process ID you can give, but it will not be killed by us because we are on the online mode. So kill command is to kill that particular process. Then you can also run a program at lower priority, that is nice, add. So these are another command, but some of the commands come and some of them not. So you have sh is one of the executable commands to run that, and here your description of the commands is given, how cat command is working, how cd command is working, how chmod is working. We'll talk about chmod tomorrow, right? How CP is working, so they are giving you details. Date is working, difference in between two files. We'll do that tomorrow. How to do the difference. Exit command, find command. Exit is to exit any terminate a process. Here you want to exit some user. If you have logged in, you want to exit that username, then you can exit to exit. Find is finding a particular file, and grep we have seen up to head and tail you have seen. Then kill command is to kill a process. ls command is for listing a content. ls pipe it to more pipe symbol. What it does is, if we talk about pipe symbol, suppose ls and pipe it to, I say wc, what it will do, this is pipe symbol, this is above your enter key, shift and this will give you this pipe symbol. ls pipe symbol wc, what does it do is, ls command, what does ls command do is give you the listing of the directory, content of the directory. Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
So
sir.
that output will be the input of wc, so it will count the number of lines, characters and words of the ls command's output. See, can you see that? So there were two lines, there were two files, file 1 and file 2, yes?
Yes.
Yes. So there were two lines and two words. Two words, why? File 1 and file 2 are the two words, है ना?
Yes.
And the total number of characters are 12. You understand? So output of this command becomes input of this command. So that is what pipe symbol does.
Ma'am, didn't get it. Can you please explain again? Like WC?
What does ls command give you?
Listing.
The content of the directory, na?
Huh?
So ls command gives you this file 1 and file 2, right?
Hmm.
So when this file 1 and file 2 becomes the output of ls, and this output becomes input of word count, wc command. So input goes this, so it is counting that there are 2 lines, 2 words and 12 characters.
Okay, okay.
This is what pipe symbol does actually.
How come 12 characters?
With the
File
space, it's
one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The spaces also it is counting.
But still, there is one space, right?
I think after file 2 there is a space.
File 2 also there is a space.
Okay, then right.
Probably, maybe in between or probably after file 2.
Okay, ma'am. I guess it is in file 1 and file 2.
Yeah.
There is double space.
Yes, it may
Right?
be.
So pipe symbol does this. Generally, pipe symbol takes the output of the first command and the input will be given to the second command. Do you understand?
Yes.
That is the work of pipe symbol.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Then there is man command that gives you the manual on the command. mkdir more command. What it does is to have the next line displayed, hit the return. If you have a long file which has too much of content, right? So more commands help you to view the content line wise, one line at a time. Right? You want to go on one line at a time, then you can have more commands. Right? And less command, what does it do is, if you return to the go backwards, forwards you will go with more, backwards you will go with less. Do you understand? Do you understand what I mean? If you have a large file, forward you will go with more, backward you will go with less. Then you have mv command move, and then you have password command, pwd command. Password command is what? Password command is if you want to change the password of a user of your, you want to change your password, right? If I want to change my password because I am not sitting on a Linux operating system directly, I am on an online system, online Linux, so this command will not work. But if you want to change the password, password space what? The
Which
username.
password we need to
What?
like for this with this password
Hmm.
with this password command can we change any users
Yeah, any users, right? Like he is asked, I've given PASSWD changing password for user root, right? So you will give the new password now because you are logged in as root user, na?
yes, that's what I'm talking, like if I am logging as a root user then only, no?
Ah. Right? Like, as a normal user, if you have logged in and you want to change your password, you can change your password. Na? You are logged in as suppose Rohit, right? And dollar prompt is there. Then also PASSWD and you will enter, you will press, so it will say change your password, new password.
But it will only work for Rohit. It
It
won't
will
affect
only
any
for
other.
Rohit, yes, for you only.
That was his question.
Yeah. Then we have done PWD, RM also we have seen, RM, DIR we have seen, right? So these are the commands. So you can try out, see, these are your check progress. You can try out these commands. CHMOD we have not done. We'll talk about that later. Otherwise, you can try out these commands, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Any
Yes.
problem? Whatever commands we have done today, is there any problem in the commands? See, most important is Most important is you should know what the command is doing, the definition. Right?
Right, ma'am. I have a question, ma'am. In case of writing the submission of that lab assignment, when we are going to write the theory assignments, okay. So we are directly write the question and answer with the pen and paper in pen and paper mode. But in that case,
In practical, I have already told you, you will give the screenshots of your output. Like I have told you, you can, for Linux commands, you will take JS Linux as your online this. Take the screenshot of the this that you have run this command. This is the what it is showing. You understand?
yes, ma'am. But if there is something if in question
Anand,
they ask print the output of date command. Okay.
the print
So
output, you are printing the screenshot now, your output is this.
yes, ma'am. That's what I'm talking.
On Word file, take the screenshot, paste it on Word. This is your question number 1. Do you understand?
Yes, yes. And do we need to explain that date file? It is on Linux. It is doing for that. Like date is for checking date and set date, time and date. And after that, we need to paste the screenshot. Is it like that?
One by one you can run.
No, no. I'm just talking we are creating a Word file where we are pasting the screenshots of the commands. Okay, but but my doubt is do we need to explain the commands
You
if we
can give a definition in a Word. Type the definition that this command does this, output is this. This command does this, output is this. Simple.
So for the practical assignment, that is the only assignment that can be entirely text based. We do not
Yes.
need it to write anything in it. Okay.
No, because you have to give the output. You can
Okay. So we
show
make a
it
Word
on.
file about it and convert it to PDF and send it, upload it
Yes.
like the rest of the files.
Yes.
okay,
You can.
okay, thank you. Who is it?
Anant, what were you installing? Fedora. See, if you are started installing Fedora and your system has crashed, you should have taken a VirtualBox or somewhere VMware. If you have that, you can install it that. But don't. Why are you installing Linux on your system? I have told you, you take this JS Linux as the online mode and practice, right? Why to install on your system unnecessarily?
I am, ma'am, only Ballard online mode. It is sufficient, ma'am.
You are in online mode. What does that mean?
For Linux without installation.
Without installation, yes, I have told you, na, you have to go to JS Linux website, right?
Right, ma'am. Right.
Google and just on Fedora 33 console 1, click there.
Yes, yes.
It will open and you can work on
Yeah.
that.
Right, ma'am. It is
You don't have to
says
install
only
anything. You
online.
only need internet.
Okay, ma'am.
You only need internet. You don't need anything else.
It's a virtual machine. You don't need to install anything. Ma'am, by any chance, did Nidhi ma'am contacted you yesterday?
No, she didn't. What happened?
Okay, in last yesterday's lecture, we discussed this problem about FEG2 assignments. It
Okay.
is not showing anything right now, but I guess some students are not seeing anything right now on FEG2 assignment. Till yesterday it was okay. Now we don't even see whose assignments has been uploaded. And the second thing we discussed was some students are having admin privileges, so they can grade someone. So she said she
They
will
have
be
admin
contacting
privileges.
you. I don't know. There are some students. Anyone in this
Ma'am, I
program?
think those who have created their accounts have maybe mistakenly given them admin role. That's
I
why,
will. What
or I
I'll do
think
is,
faculty role.
we have a group of BCA online of the IGNU authorities. I will inform them on the WhatsApp group that this is what has happened. Right?
Okay. Okay.
So we'll sort out that also.
Okay. The grading thing is not a big problem, but I think the FEG2
Grading is
should
not a
enable.
problem. I will Generally, it will come to us only when grade will be there.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that.
But please look into that FEG assignment.
I will do that. I'll just inform that still the people are not able to see FEG in their LMS portal, and the assignment is also not coming in LMS.
मैम किसी किसी का वो दिख रहा है एफएजी वाला, पर उसके अंदर हम सबमिट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. हाँ, सबमिट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं.
दोनों ही चीजें बताऊंगी. कुछ का एफईजी बिल्कुल ही नहीं आ रहा है और जिनका आ रहा है वो सबमिट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं.
यस मैम.
I'll tell them. Don't worry.
थैंक यू मैम. थैंक यू.
Anything else? Has everybody put their attendance?
हाँ यस. तो फिर मैम आपने जैसे बोला असाइनमेंट्स के लिए, तो उसमें मतलब हम लोगों को वर्ड फाइल में फर्स्ट वाले में जैसे वो अपना इग्नू का जो भी है फॉर्म को रखेंगे, सेकंड वाले में आईडी कार्ड रख देंगे, और थर्ड मतलब जो भी है इसी तरीके से मतलब लैब वाला में वर्ड फाइल में ही पूरा का पूरा कर देंगे.
हाँ.
ओके, थैंक यू मैम.
प्रैक्टिकल में ऐसा करो, और जो आपका थ्योरी असाइनमेंट है उसमें आपका हैंड रिटन होगा ना, तो फर्स्ट विल बी योर दैट फॉर्म, सेकंड आईडी प्रूफ, और फिर आपके क्वेश्चन पेपर, और फिर आपका जो थ्योरी का जो स्टैंड पेपर्स हैं वो अटैच करना है पीडीएफ.
मैम questions, if the questions are already written in the paper, do we still need to attach the question paper?
Nobody is asking you to write the questions, only question paper you have to attach.
Okay ma'am.
And question number should be mentioned, that the answer of question number this, answer of question number this. You understand?
मैम एक बार आप रिपीट करेंगे क्या फॉर्मेट था?
What?
मैम फॉर्मेट क्या था असाइनमेंट का? पहले क्या था फॉर्म?
पहले एक फॉर्म है आपको. आई डोंट नो इग्नू ने वो फॉर्म भेजा है कि नहीं भेजा है. हैव यू गॉट दैट फॉर्म? असाइनमेंट सबमिशन फॉर्म.
फॉर्म तो आया था, बट that has expired way long back.
What does that mean, expired?
That was written on it that the form will be disabled after this date. So
no, this is not form.
Nobody has downloaded that form or something? PDF?
But does not make any sense because it is not going to be submitted, right? Because date has already passed. The form does not exist.
No, I am asking, has anybody downloaded that form?
No ma'am.
Yes ma'am, that's front page na.
We have the link.
Front page, has anybody downloaded that?
Yeah, we have the link.
Front page is available on that our WhatsApp group.
So that form, just take everybody. Why are you worrying? Even if they are saying expired, no problem. You take, if somebody has downloaded it and kept it, take that form. Everybody just put that form with their details.
Ma'am, actually there is no legal front page given by IGNOU to us. Actually that the front page all of are talking about is they are just get someone from somewhere else.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll ask the regional director about this. Should I forward if I have the form, I'll find out from the study center. If I have the form, I can forward it to the students or not, right?
Yes.
So I'll forward it to you. Or they will if they want to forward, they will email you.
Ma'am,
okay,
Ma'am,
yeah. One more thing, that we can we make that lab assignment in hard copy and paste the outputs by
that
taking
is your wish. That is your wish. That is your wish. I'm not disagreeing with that.
Okay.
If you want to make a hard copy, that is your wish.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
You are allowed to make a soft copy for that.
Okay, thanks.
Ma'am, you just said that you will send us the form, right? But we have already submitted the assignments for semester 1, and I think
you
there's
have
no
mentioned
option.
your name and enrollment number and everything.
Yes, that is all mentioned.
That is okay, no problem. If you have done that, that's not a problem.
Okay.
You are talking about the ID proof.
Notebook or
ID proof is your IGNOU ID.
Okay, like except of IGNOU ID, can we attach like any other government ID proof?
No.
Is it okay?
Only your IGNOU ID.
Okay.
How will we recognize that this is the person and the enrollment number is this?
Aadhaar number.
Aadhaar will only have your name, not your enrollment number.
That's what I'm like. Now, many times the persons are like, okay, ma'am is saying ID proof, I can attach any ID proof.
There can be number of Deepak also available, right?
Ma'am, like some of us.
You need your IGNOU ID, na, with your enrollment number and name. With your enrollment number only you will be searched.
Yes, ma'am.
मैम इग्नू फॉर्म के बाद क्या था मैम? स्टेप
Those
क्या
who
था
have
बोले थे
not got
असाइनमेंट?
their ID card, please download it from the Swayam. There is a what is there a website.
Samarth.
Samarth.
मैम सॉफ्ट कॉपी बना सकते हैं क्या असाइनमेंट्स की?
What?
मैम पहले फ्रंट पेज लगाना, उसके बाद आईडी कार्ड लगाना है ना?
हाँ, उसके बाद आईडी कार्ड, उसके बाद क्वेश्चन पेपर का PDF.
मैंने क्वेश्चंस उसी में लिख दिए हैं असाइनमेंट में।
क्या कर दिया?
मैंने क्वेश्चंस असाइनमेंट में लिख दिया, मतलब क्वेश्चन के बाद आंसर ऐसे।
हाँ, लेकिन जनरल ये है कि क्वेश्चन पेपर लगाओ, क्वेश्चन लिखने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है, सिर्फ आंसर लिखो क्वेश्चन नंबर लिख के।
Ma'am, is it okay to write the assignment in notebook instead of 2 sheets?
You can write in notebook, no problem. You have to scan it. That's all. That's the only issue.
Okay.
हम सॉफ्ट कॉपी बना सकते हैं असाइनमेंट की?
सॉफ्ट कॉपी ही बनानी है सर, लेकिन थ्योरी
नहीं, बाय टाइपिंग
हैंड रिटन होना चाहिए थ्योरी।
ओके।
And the
theory
practical one
assignment should be hand written and अगर आप हैंड रिटन नहीं सॉफ्ट कॉपी बना के दोगे तो आपके मार्क्स कट जाएंगे। प्रैक्टिकल असाइनमेंट you can give as a soft copy. Why? Because you have to give the output.
मैम अगर किसी ने सॉफ्ट कॉपी सबमिट कर दिया हो तो?
अब वो तो मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकती उसका तो।
मैम फॉर जस्ट
मैंने कितनी बार बताया था पहले भी, कितनी बार आपको ओरिएंटेशन में भी बता चुके हैं। इट शुड बी हैंड रिटन, इट शुड बी हैंड रिटन थ्योरी।
और A4 साइज का पेपर जो है वो मतलब ये जरूरी नहीं है ना कि प्लेन कोई
पेपर
मतलब
ले लो,
प्लेन
आपकी मर्जी है, प्लेन लो, रूल लो, कुछ लो, आपको तो बस स्कैन करना है ना। व्हाट डज इट मैटर?
मैम पहले इग्नू फॉर्म, देन आईडी कार्ड, देन क्वेश्चन पेपर, देन आंसर,
देन योर आंसर्स।
ओके मैम, थैंक यू।
राइट?
यू राइट मैम।
What is lab
Ma'am, for
manual
just
required
clarification.
apart from Anant? What is that? Lab manual required? What does that mean? Apart from assignment, lab manual required. What does that mean? I don't understand. You don't have to put the lab manual in your scan. Question paper of the lab assignment that you have to put. Don't confuse. Lab manual is not required to be put in the assignment. Manual is different. Manual is your book to study.
Hello. Ma'am, am I audible, ma'am?
If you do partition of your drive for your Fedora, you are saying for Linux you want to do. Need to keep lab manual. What does that mean? Need to keep lab manual. Where do you want to keep it? I'm not understanding you, Anand. See, your if you do partition of your drive, it will not slow down your system. And for Linux, if you are doing it, it will not slow down, but you have to make a partition for Linux. And how you will move from Linux to Windows, you don't have any idea about that. That is a separate issue.
But the thing is, we actually don't need to do, right?
What?
Install Linux for no reason.
You want to install it?
No, I don't want to. I'm saying like it's no use to install it when you have on a console or have on a Google.
I don't. Yeah, you can install on VMware, na? If you want on Windows virtual machine.
I think I'm not audible, right? I'm saying that
what he's trying to say is that you can install it if you want, but if you don't want to, you can use the online resource that has been shared by you.
Use the
It is
online.
not
I've
needed.
already told you. You can use the online one, na? Why are you wasting your time in installing them?
Yeah.
अगर हम ऑनलाइन पे मतलब करेंगे तो कुछ सेफ नहीं रहेगा इसके ऊपर।
ऑनलाइन में करेंगे तो
सेफ नहीं रहेगा ना, मतलब अगर हमको
अरे
फोटो
तो
वगैरह
स्क्रीनशॉट लेने को बोला ना तुम्हें।
मैम उसी मतलब प्रॉपर उसी टाइम के अंदर करना है ना फिर वो सब।
अरे तो प्रॉपर उसी ये अगर मैंने खोला हुआ है तो खुला ही हुआ है ना, वो बंद थोड़ी होगा। जब तक आप बंद नहीं करोगे वो बंद थोड़ी होगा ऑनलाइन मोड।
ओके मैम,
आया समझ में?
एंड मैम अगर प्रैक्टिकल में भी सेम रहेगा ना तो क्वेश्चन पेपर पहले लगाना है फिर आंसर नंबर लिख के बस आउटपुट दे देना है।
क्वेश्चन पेपर मतलब एग्जाम में?
नो मैम असाइनमेंट में मतलब जो क्वेश्चंस है
सेम रहेगा, नहीं समझ में आया मुझे।
मतलब जैसे उसका था ना
थ्योरी में तो तुम्हारा हैंड रिटन वाला आंसर लगेंगे, प्रैक्टिकल में तुम्हारा वही पहला पेपर जो तुम्हारा फॉर्मेट है, फिर तुम्हारा आईडी, फिर तुम्हारा क्वेश्चन पेपर और तुम्हारे स्क्रीनशॉट ऑफ योर आउटपुट, वर्ड फाइल में हो चाहे किसमें हो।
तो मैम जो क्वेश्चन पेपर है वो भी मतलब पूरा वही लगेगा ना सॉफ्ट कॉपी वाला पीडीएफ?
सॉफ्ट कॉपी लगेगी और क्या लगेगा।
ओके मैम।
राइट। हाँ जी गौतम, व्हाट आर यू सेइंग?
हाँ मैम, ऑलरेडी जो असाइनमेंट सबमिटेड है मतलब हो गया है, तो उसमें आईडी कार्ड अभी उसमें दिया नहीं मैंने, तो सबमिट करने का तो ऑप्शन अभी है नहीं मैडम, तो मालूम नहीं था, तो ऐसे ही एलएमएस से
वो
सबमिट
तो
कर रहा हूँ
आपने
मतलब।
मेंशन किया है अपना नेम एंड एनरोलमेंट नंबर?
हाँ हाँ, वो तो फ्रंट पेज में है, कवर पेज में, बट आईडी कार्ड आप जो बोल रहे हो
ठीक
ना
है, देख
वो।
लेंगे। लेट अस सी, दिस इज द फर्स्ट टाइम दे विल अलाउ, नो प्रॉब्लम, लेट अस सी दैट।
यस यस। ओके
अनिल,
मैम, थैंक
अनी सेन गुप्ता, हाँ जी, व्हाट इज योर डाउट अनी? Just press CLS, see if your screen clears. Yeah, clear. Press clear for clearing your screen, right? CLEAR, clear. Somebody was asking that how to black the screen on the JS Linux. Just press clear, CLEAR. A4 paper नहीं मिला है, smaller size. अरे कोई paper हो, doesn't matter. You have written your assignment. That's all. Doesn't matter what kind of paper it is. You just have to scan it.
हेलो मैम।
हाँ जी
मैम ये जो पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशंस बनाने हैं असाइनमेंट में,
हाँ जी,
उसको मैम मतलब सबमिट कैसे करना है? प्रेजेंटेशन बनाने के बाद में फिर
जी
उसका
आपको
स्क्रीनशॉट?
स्क्रीनशॉट ही लगाना है, जहाँ पे आपने वीडियो या कुछ भी एनिमेशन लगाया है बस वहाँ एक्सप्लेन कर दो, फ्रॉम हियर from this menu I have taken this animation and applied it, and from this I have taken video and applied it. But
राइट राइट, थैंक यू मैम।
Ma'am,
anything else?
ma'am, please clarify the attached documents for submission of assignment, ma'am.
First should be your details about you. There is a form also of IGNU, which is assignment submission form, where your name, enrollment number, course code, studies, regional center and all that is written. That
Yes.
form you have to fill. Second is your IGNU ID card. Third is your question paper of that assignment, and then your assignment answers.
Yes, yes, ma'am. And how we getting the I-card, ma'am?
See, that is a Samarth, IGNU Samarth app is there, or IGNU Samarth website is also there. From there,
Yes.
you can download your iCard.
Right, ma'am. Thank you.
Anji, Shiv, what else? Anything else?
No ma'am, thank you, that's all.
So everybody has put their attendance in the chat box. Anybody is left? Yes, you can leave. Anybody is left? Please put your name and enrollment number for attendance in the chat box, and then you can leave.
थैंक यू मैम।
Welcome.
Hello, ma'am.
Practice the commands which we have done today on Linux. Yes, Hanji Mehraj.
Yeah, ma'am, I go to the online this JS Linux, but only loading comes on my screen, this desktop.
You have
What I
taken
will do?
Fedora 33 console.
Yes, ma'am.
Fedora 33 you have selected
33.
console 1.
Yes, ma'am. Fedora
Actually, it takes a time. If your internet connection is slow, then it will take a time to load.
Okay, okay. Only loading comes on this desktop.
So it is taking time because of your internet connection then.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, when this lecture will be uploaded on the YouTube, ma'am, for the revision?
See, all the lectures have to be uploaded on YouTube or your LMS system. I don't know when they will be uploaded because
Okay.
IGNOU is having all the recordings, and when it will be uploaded, I am not sure about that. But I will inform them that the students are asking for the lectures there for upload. Right?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, noted.